If you want us to send you an Oreo.
Yeah, we will send the first 10 subscribers one Oreo each. You probably already knew that if you're the boss, if you start a company, you're the owner, then you own that company. Like, it's yours. You can do what you want with it. But did you know that when you start a nonprofit, you are not the owner? There's no such thing as owning a nonprofit. In fact, if you start a nonprofit, one of the first things you have to do, according to the US government, is form a board. A board is essentially the folks that come alongside of you as you start your nonprofit, but they are who the executive director reports to. So when you start a nonprofit, you don't own anything, and right away you don't have like one boss, you have a lot of bosses. And where this gets interesting is that right away you need to put in structures of accountability and performance and accounting and all these things that help you be open and honest and deal with the money that your donors give you in a straightforward and honest manner, right? All of this is meant for you not to be sketchy as you get started. But that's really what we might call a startup board. Church of the City has been so awesome to us, letting us use their office for free. So I thought when they come in for their morning meeting, wouldn't it be nice to have some fresh coffee? I got like K-cup variety and some of like the good stuff. Not bad, right? Just a nice little like, thank you, your meeting's gonna be better than you thought it was gonna be. These are not our snacks. Did you?
I thought the car was for me.
Church of the City, we owe you another bag of Oreos. So we're gonna talk about board and board growth using these Oreos.
Yeah.
The idea, as we were talking about before, if you own a company, that company is yours. You make the decisions and you're the boss. When you work for a nonprofit, when you start a nonprofit, when you're the executive director, you have a team that is called your board that you report to, so you have a lot of bosses. Right? All right, but something interesting happens. Usually when you start a new nonprofit and you start a board, you're recruiting from your own circles, right? Friends, maybe some coworkers from your regular job, right? Whoever is in your world who you think just gets behind you and the mission or vision that you have. This is called a startup board. Boom. I'm gonna grab some Oreos to demonstrate. All right, let's say you start a nonprofit. You get a startup board. These are your few friends or coworkers, somebody in your life who wants to get behind your mission. Okay, right? These people are awesome because they cheer you on. Woo-hoo! And they love your work and they're like, you got this, you can do it, right? But at some point you realize that startup board needs to go to a next phase. Now these people might be with you on that next phase, or maybe it's time for somebody to step aside, right? Yeah. You never really know. But one of the first things that's gonna happen if you're gonna have a growth board is you're gonna have to recruit more board members. I keep saying growth board, don't I?
Yeah, you mean a working board.
I really mean a working board. I'm gonna keep saying growth board. Sorry guys. So a working board, you're gonna say, oh, you know what? Our nonprofit really needs more help in the legal department. Let's recruit a lawyer. Awesome. We also need someone who's really good at connecting with people, maybe somebody like a business development person, right? And then we're gonna need to form committees, right? Committees are gonna be where we are adding more people of a similar skill set so we can grow our capacity, right? So corner to corner, we just went through this. We went from our startup board phase, which was awesome, and we are so thankful for those people, and we're moving into a working board phase. And what we have specifically done is formed 3 committees. We have an ops or legal committee, okay? They're helping us figure out like best practices along a number of things, including like right now putting together our first ever HR handbook. Ooh, right?
Ooh,
Exciting. But we need that help. We need expertise on a working board to help us make that happen. All right. Second group that we're doing is the Business Development Committee. This is folks like a retired gentleman from Procter & Gamble who used to be the head of marketing, right? This is folks like someone who runs social media for a record firm, people with specific skills that will help level up the mission and vision of Corner to Corner, right? And then over here, this is true actually, we have the most people on this committee, which has been really fun and encouraging. We have our Finance Committee, and our Finance Committee is designed to help go through all of our books and make sure that we're not just doing a budget, but we're also building out program growth plans that match the dollars to the strategic vision of the organization. Mm-hmm. So we went from that, right, to this.
So how do you determine who is in which committee?
All right, you figure out who's in what committee based on skill set. So, for instance, we're going to look for like a CPA or a bookkeeper or an accountant to be on the finance committee. And ops and legal, you're going to be looking for people who have like HR or some sort of law background that's going to help them have necessary insight. The business development committee, really that's helping your organization make sure it's getting the dollars they need to achieve the missional goals. And so that has a wider net, at least so far it has for us.
So we had a startup board and now we're at a working board. Is that the end of it or is there another phase of the board?
Great question. So I've been getting some board tutorials, board like mentorship stuff. And really what I've been told is you want to start with that startup board, right? You're just getting going. You need that early energy and those people who get behind you. But then as you go to a working board, as you start to form these committees and as they start to really hum well, you start to look at a growth board. And a growth board is where you really start to look at, could we have a nationwide board, right, footprint that extends past our immediate community, if that makes sense for us. And you really start to bring in a larger vision. But the thing that like is really important as executive director, we need you to start coming to the board meetings.
Okay.
To get to know everybody, figure out who's who, what's going on, all those things.
I bring snacks.
Yes, bring some Oreos. But start coming to the board meetings, start learning the process. But as executive director, primarily as I report to the board, I'm putting together like summary documents for Jahari and the team. And then they already have that in advance of the board meeting. And then we meet and we go deep into that and then come up with some strategic kind of solutions to challenges or opportunities that I bring them.
All right. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah.
That actually was not boring at all. That was really interesting.
Guys, if you liked this video, if you want to see more like this, please hit subscribe.
If you want us to send you an Oreo.
Yeah, we will send the first 10 subscribers one Oreo each.
One Oreo.
Unwrapped.
Yeah.
Like, you can eat that, right? That's safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
not coronavirus at all.
Don't do that. Hit that subscribe. Hit that like, y'all. We will see you next week. Thanks.